Welcome to Conflict News 24. On daily basis, we share updates on global conflicts with you. Firstly, Azerbaijan Armenia conflict tensions are once again rising. Ceasefire violations are increasing. US and France have directed their citizens not to travel to Armenia except for emergency purposes. Secondly, Russia today started referendums in 4 zones of Ukraine. Voting kicked off today in the 4 zones, a 5-day long procedure. Thirdly, viewers, Ukrainian forces have crossed Oskil River. We know that after taking control of some territories in Kharkiv, they were trying to push Russians away from the right bank of Oskil, and now they have taken control of a village to the east of Oskil River in Donetsk. Details for you. Fourthly, Iranian drones were on display today in Russia-Ukraine conflict over Ukrainian territories. Iranian Kamikazi, Shaheed drones and Mohajer 6 were spotted. And lastly, in Iran, unrest is intensifying today. Angry protesters set on fire statue of an Iranian philosopher who is seen as a key influencer in the Iranian Revolution of 1979. We have a clip for you. Firstly, Azerbaijan, Armenia conflict. The two countries fought a war in 2020. Then, more than a week ago, suddenly fighting erupted in border areas. More than 200 were killed in border areas. We know that then ceasefire was announced and US intervened as well. US talked to both Azerbaijani and Armenian leaders. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken contacted both leaders. Tensions are once again rising, though there is ceasefire, but this week 3 ceasefire violations have been reported so far. And just a few hours ago, Azerbaijani Ministry of Defense released a statement. Azerbaijan says that on the 22nd of September at 2 a.m., Armenian soldiers committed a provocation in the direction of Kalbajar territory of Azerbaijan, and in case of next escalation, responsibility will lie with Armenian military and political leadership. So Azerbaijan is hinting at a new escalation in coming days because ceasefire violations are increasing. Meanwhile, French government and the US embassy in Yerevan, Armenia have issued travel directories, travel instructions. They're advising their citizens against all non-essential travel to Armenia. Essential travel should also be conducted only in those areas which are not on Azerbaijan-Armenia border. So both countries seem to be advising their citizens against traveling to Armenia. It means there are fears that there could be serious escalation between Azerbaijan and Armenia in coming days. Tensions there, viewers. Secondly, viewers, Russia is holding referendums in Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson and Zaporizhzhya. Referendums have been rejected by Ukraine, by EU, by most members of international community. The referendums are about joining Russia. If these people, around 5 million in the 4 regions of Ukraine, vote in support of joining Russia, the 4 zones will become part of Russia. Voting kicked off today in these 4 zones. Voting will be held for the next 4 days. So on Tuesday, voting will come to an end. On Wednesday, results will be announced. Obviously, Ukraine has no influence in these zones which are under Russian control. So the voting results will be in support of Russia, in support of joining Russia. So on Wednesday, we are going to hear that Zaporizhzhya, Kherson, Luhansk and Donetsk people have decided, they have voted to join Russia. Who is monitoring these referendums? Anyone from international community? Russian observers are there, Russian forces deployed there. So these are not independent, internationally monitored referendums. Russia wants to annex Ukrainian territories inhabited by mostly ethnic Russians, reportedly. What will happen after Wednesday? On Wednesday, definitely Russia will announce that people have voted to join Russia. It means that after Wednesday, any attack on Luhansk, Donetsk, Kherson, Zaporizhzhya will be declared as attack on Russia. Any weapons provided by the EU, NATO, US to Ukraine used on Zaporizhzhya, Kherson, Luhansk, Donetsk will be announced as weapons being used against Russia. So Russia will hit back. It means that we are moving towards serious escalation between Russia and NATO, Russia and US. Next week is very crucial, viewers. Mobilization is underway in Russia. Tens of thousands will be deployed in Ukraine in coming days. Reportedly, just 2-week military training is being arranged for new recruits. After that, they'll be deployed to front lines in Ukraine. So coming 2 to 3 weeks are very crucial for this war, I think. Russia is planning a massive push in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It will put pressure upon international community, EU, US, NATO, to stop them from arming Ukraine. Thirdly, viewers, Ukrainian forces, we know, retook large territories in Kharkiv Oblast around 2 weeks ago. Ukrainian counteroffensive is ongoing. Ukrainian forces have crossed Oskil River. They are trying to push Russians away from the right bank of Oskil River, and they have taken control of some towns to the east of Oskil River. In Donetsk, Yatskivka and Rubtsy are two villages situated to the east of Oskil River in Kharkiv. The two villages are in Donetsk, and reportedly Ukrainian forces are in control of Yatskivka, officially confirmed as well. Footages are being shared from Yatskivka showing Ukrainian military there. So it means that Ukrainian military has crossed Oskil River. It is pushing Russian forces towards Kharkiv, Luhansk and Kharkiv-Luhansk border. And in Donetsk, it is trying to push Russian forces towards Luhansk, Donetsk border. Watch this clip from Yatskivka showing the village which has been completely destroyed. Now it has come under Ukrainian control.
Дачи горят, машины, тут люди, дети жили. Да пипец. Так вот вода, туда помните. А вот воронки. Раз, два, три, четыре, пять. Раз, два, три, четыре, пять.
Fourthly, was Iranian drones are now being seen in use in Russia-Ukraine conflict. Russia bought Iranian Mohajer 6 and Shaheed 136 Kamikazi drones, which are now being seen in videos, pictures. Today, Ukrainian forces shot down a Mohajer 6 Iranian drone and several Shaheed 136 were seen flying over Ukrainian territories, over Odessa as well. Some loitering munitions, Shaheed 136 were seen flying, and some conducted strikes as well on Odessa today. So it has now been confirmed, though evidence is being shared for several days. Again, a confirmation that Iranian Mohajer 6 and Kamikazi Shaheed 136 drones are being used by Russian forces against Ukrainian military, against Ukrainian territories. And lastly, because protests in Iran are intensifying, no signs of any calm so far. Around 20 have been killed, and today angry protesters set on fire statue of a prominent Iranian philosopher who was assassinated in 1979, seen as one of the influencers behind Iranian revolution of 1979. The revolution led to Iranian clerics seizing power, and the protests are against the Iranian religious regime too. People are rejecting tough laws, Islamic laws enforced by Iranian government. Women are protesting. The protest started after the death of Mahsa Amini, 22-year-old girl who died in custody. She was arrested over improper dress, and she went into coma. She died. Protesters accused police of torturing the girl to death. Police denies these allegations. Now protests are intensifying. People are protesting. These protests are turning into a sort of anti-government uprising. Iranian government is launching crackdown. It has shut down internet, social media websites are being shut down as well, but protests are intensifying. We have three clips for you. First, to show Iranian Mohajer 6 drone. First one shows which was shot down in Ukraine today. Second one shows Iranian Shaheed 136 Kamikazi drones flying over Odessa in Ukraine, launched by Russians. And third clip shows angry Iranian protesters setting on fire statue of Murtaza Mutahhari, a philosopher assassinated in 1979. The statue was set on fire in Mashhad city of Iran. With the three clips. Thank you for watching.
معلم مشهد